Today in this video lecture, we are going to solve the 2022 paper of Class 10 Physics, Khan University Examination Board. So here we have got the paper of Class 10. So let's come to our question number 1. Suppose a simple pendulum has a length of 1 meter is placed on a location where the acceleration due to gravity is 4.9. And we have to find the time period. So as we can see, this question is simple. We have to apply the formula of time period, that is equal to 2 pi square root L over G. So the value of pi is 3.14 and the value of length is 1 and the gravitational acceleration is 4.9. So we will simplify this expression, and after simplification we will get time period is equals to 2.83 seconds. So the correct answer for this question would be option A. Then we have question number 2. To study the different properties of wave, we have got a device used that is known as ripple tank. So this is the definition of the ripple tank, that it is a device that is used to produce water waves and study their characteristics. So option B is the right answer. Then we have question number 3. If the velocity of the wave is 100 meter per second and the frequency is 50 Hertz. Then we have to find the wavelength of the wave. So this is, we have velocity and we have got the wavelength formula. This is the frequency. So the formula of wave equation is V equals to lambda times F, and this way lambda would be equals to velocity over frequency. So velocity is 100 and frequency is 50. We will get 2 meters of wavelength. So option B, we have got the correct answer. Let's see question number 4, 5 and 6. When all the potential energy of an oscillating pendulum is converted into kinetic energy, then its displacement from the mean position will be. So we have to identify the displacement. And the question states that all the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. This means that kinetic energy is maximum while the potential energy is 0. This means this vibrating or oscillating body is at mean position where the kinetic energy is maximum and potential energy is 0. So at mean position, the displacement of the vibrating body is 0. So the correct answer of this question will become option A. Question number 5. In mechanics, energy is transferred from one point to another point in the form of wave. So this is the definition of wave, that wave is a carrier of energy, and wave always carry energy from one point to another point in a medium without transferring the particles of the medium. Usually the frequency of the female voice as compared to the male voice is of high frequency. Female voice are considered to be as shrill voice, while male voice are considered as the grave sound. So shrill sound have high frequency value, while for grave sound or the male voice are considered to be as low frequency sound. So the frequency of female voice will be high as compared to that of male voice. So the correct answer would be option C, that is higher. Let's see the other question. All of the following are the example of noises except for the one. So shock wave produced by a fighter plane, offbeat sound produced by our drummer, chirping of a nightingale in the forest, and excessive light produced in an event. So, well, if we can see, we have to identify the option where there is no noise produced. So shock wave produced by a fighter plane will produce a sound that can be considered as a noise. Offbeat sound by a drummer will produce a noise, while excessive light produced in any event, there is no relation of sound produced in this example. So option C is the right answer, that chirping of a bird in the forest that will produce good sensation to our ear. So option C is the right answer. The loudness of a sound wave is related to change in the amplitude. Loudness is directly proportional to the amplitude of the vibrating body. So option C is the right answer. Let's see the next question. If a concave mirror is covered with a layer of water, then then the focal length of the concave mirror will be. So what will be effect of putting a layer of water on a concave mirror? So this is our concave mirror, and by putting a thin layer of water on the surface, the focal length of the concave mirror will decrease. So option B is the right answer. The lens converges the incident ray at a single point. So the lens that is known as the converging lens, this converging lens is known as converging lens because when a ray of light passes through, parallel rays of light passes through this lens converges all the rays at a point on a principal axis known as principal focus. So the converging lens in these all options is option A, that is the right answer. The given table shows the possibilities of a lens with respect to its focal length and power. The focal length is positive and power of the lens is positive. Then which of the following conditions can be true for the lens is or are? We have to identify the condition that is true. We know that focal length is equal to 1 over power, or the power is equal to 1 over f. So if the focal length is positive, the power will be positive, and if the negative focal length, the power is negative. So condition 1 and condition 4 holds true for this relation between focal length and power. So in this way, option C is the right answer. The physical quantity that remains unchanged during the refraction of light through a glass slab is the frequency of the wave, because when a light changes its medium, its wavelength, its speed decreases or increases with respect to the refractive index of the media. So the frequency of incident and refracted ray remains the same. Option C is the right answer. Then we have question number 13. An optical instrument that is used to magnify the image of small objects. This is known as the microscope. Option C is the right answer. The focal length of a concave lens is 10 centimeter. So we have a concave lens of 10 centimeter, This means this concave lens is a diverging lens. So in this way, focal length will be -10. If an object S is placed in front of the lens and the image form of the object is at a distance of 5. So we know that this lens always may form a virtual image. So the image distance will be equals to -5. Then we have to find the object would be placed at a distance of, we have to find the value of P. So this is the formula we have used for to find the object distance of this object x. Fq divided by q minus f. The values of f and q are -10 and -5. In this way we got the answer plus 10 centimeters. So the object is placed at a distance of 10 centimeter from this concave lens. In geometrical optics, the distance between the optical center and the principal focus. The distance between these 2 points, optical center and principal focus, this is the length of the focal length of this lens or the mirror. So this is the definition of focal length. Option A is the right answer. In geometrical optics, the power of a lens is defined as the reciprocal of its focal length measured in meter. So once again we have got the simple definition of power of lens. So option A of this question is the right answer. The mirror in which size of the image is always smaller than the size of the object. This type of mirror is image is always smaller. These are known as diverging mirror. So diverging mirror is a convex mirror. So in a plane mirror, we always get the image that is equal in size to that of object. So concave mirror is a converging mirror. This means that it forms equal, greater or smaller image. The question states about the always smaller. This means that the condition 2 in which we have the diverging mirror, option 2. The convex mirror is the right answer we have got in option B. Let's see question number 18. When excessive electric charges are built up on the surface of the material, a fire or explosion occurs. So whenever two bodies or a single bodies get the excessive, so let's say this body has got the excessive charge, that is negative, and we have got a neutral body near that the excessive charge body. So what will happen that this charged body will induce the neutral body near to it, and when there is so much excessive of the charge, so this neutral body becomes induced, and this negative charge will jump into the neutral body to get neutralized with the positive charge. And whenever this negative charge jumps from one body to another body, there is a spark, and this spark can cause fire or explosion. So in question 18, the option B we have got is the right answer. The distance between two equal and opposite charges become half. The distance between two charges is half. So what will happen to the attraction between these two charges? So we know that force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So if we decrease the distance, we know that force will increase. The distance becomes half, means that the distance between these two charges has reduced, so force will increase. And we have got the power 2 on the distance. This means that if we half the distance, the force will increase by 4 times. So question 19, the option C will be the right answer. Let's see the question number 20. The diagram shows the correct representation of two negative point charges. So we have to identify the diagram of two negative charges. This is incorrect because this is positive and this is negative charge, and this field line always originate from the positive charge and enters into the negative charge. So the diagram that is in condition 1, in which the electric field lines are entering into the charge, this means that these two are the negative charge. So in this way, only option condition 1, that is in option A, is the right answer. Let's see question number 21. A student inserted a dielectric between the plates of the parallel plate capacitor. Which of the following observation he will observe when he connect the capacitor with the power source? So in short, what will be the effect of inserting a dielectric between the plates of the capacitor? So we know that capacitance is directly proportional to the presence of dielectric between the medium. If we insert the dielectric, then the ability to store charge will increase. So 21, option A, that the charge on the capacitor will increase, its ability to store charge will increase. So the correct answer is option A. 22, question number the electric force of attraction between two charged particles, each having a charge of 1.6 exponent minus 19 coulomb, placed at a distance of 1 meter, whereas the constant of proportionality is 9 exponent 9. We know that force equals to K Q1 Q2 over R square. The value of K is 9 exponent 9. Q1, Q2 both are 1.6 exponent minus 19, and the distance between them is 1. So if we solve all these expressions, the correct answer of this question would be 2.30 10 raised to the power minus 28 Newton. So 22, option D is the right answer. Let's see question number 23 now. Two capacitors of 2 microfarad and 4 microfarad are connected in parallel combination across the 9-volt battery, and we have to identify the effective capacitance. So in parallel capacitance, the total capacitance is given by C1 plus C2. So the total capacitance in this case will be equal to 6 microfarad. Option C is the right answer. Then we have question number 24. Asad has been given a task to install a fuse in an electric circuit. In order to complete the given task successfully, we connect the fuse with the correct wire in the appropriate combination. So which of the following options shows the Asad's action? So fuse, we know that it is a safety device and it is always connected in a live wire in series combination. So the correct answer will be option A. The wire that has zero potential connected to electrical appliance to the ground is called the earth wire. So zero potential and it is connected to the electrical lines to the ground. This wire is called earth wire, while live wire has a positive potential, and fuse wire is connected to the live. This means it has also positive potential, while neutral wire is at 0 volt zero potential, but it is not connected to the ground. It is connected to the appliance and the live wire. So option C is the right answer. Then we have question 26. A student is given two metallic wire made up of same material but different length. So we know that the resistance depends on these factors. Resistance is equal to rho L over A. As compared to the long wire, the short wire will have the short resistance. Resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. This means that if the length is decreased, the resistance will also decrease. So option B is the right answer. Question number 27. Identify the cell in the given diagram. So this is the resistance, this is the capacitor, this is the switch, and this is the symbol of a cell. Option A is our right answer. The physical quantity that affects the resistance of a metallic conductor is the length of the conductor. So option C that we have already discussed in the previous question, the length is the right answer. Question number 29. The plastic or rubber insulation around a current carrying wire may damage when the voltage and current becomes. The option C is the right answer for that question, because voltage of the charge doesn't affect or damage the insulation. Rather, it is the amount of current that increases the heating effect in the wire. Greater the current, greater the heating effect, and more chances of the insulation to be damaged. So at high current, the wire becomes so hot that it damages the insulation of the rubber. Then we have question number 30. If the electrical resistance of a light bulb is 200 ohms and the voltage across the bulb is 220 volt, we have to find the electrical power consumed in 2 seconds. So we have got the R, that is equals to 200 ohms. We have got V, that is 220 volt, and we have to find the power, that is equals to V square over R. So 200 square divided by 220, we will get, after solving this expression, 484 watt. So option A is the right answer. Then we have question number 31. Which of the following physical quantity is not generated by the electromotive force when an alternating current generator is connected to a closed circuit? So whenever electromotive force is generated in an AC generator, there will be induced voltage, and due to that the induced current will flow, and there will be an electric field, and the correct answer will be option D, that is the electrical resistance. The electrical resistance will be there in the coil of the AC generator, but it isn't due to the presence of electromotive force. It will be present in the absence of electromotive force as well. So option D is the right answer. In electromagnetism, the phenomena shown in the diagram is there is a change of flux in coil 1, and due to the change of flux, change of alternating current in the primary coil, there is a change of flux in the secondary coil. This change of flux in the secondary coil will induces an EMF, and this process is known as mutual induction. Now let's see the question number 33. The given diagram shows an alternating current generator, and we have to identify the part mentioned in X. So this part X is the actually the armature or the coil that is rotated with the help of turbine inside a magnetic field. So the correct answer is option A, the coil or armature. Let's come to the next question 34. Suppose a current is flowing in two closed parallel wires in the opposite direction. So in this case, what will happen with the wire? So the correct answer for this question number 34 is option A, that these two wires will repel each other. For example, this is the wire 1 and this is the wire 2. If the current is flowing in the same direction, this is the direction of current in both wires. So there will be a force of attraction between them due to the production of magnetic field, and the vice versa. If these two wires in which the current are flowing in the opposite direction, there will be a force of repulsion between them. So option A is the right answer. Question number 35. When an electric current passes through a metallic conductor, magnetic field is produced. With reference to the given statement, which of the following image depict an invalid presentation of electric field? So magnetic field and electric field, both of these fields have a property common in which these two fields or any two electric field lines or any two magnetic field lines, they never intersect each other. If you can see in the diagram C, the lines are intersecting. This means that this is the incorrect representation of electric field or magnetic field. Then we have question number 36. If an electron beam passes between two oppositely charged plates, then the beam will deflect towards the positive plate. Because this electron beam is negative, so this beam will be attracted towards the positive plate. Let's see the question number 37. The electronic device used in a picture tube of a 20 years old television was a cathode ray tube. So the television that were used before the LEDs and LCDs, there was the picture monitor or monitor that we use in the computer or the old television, in which the image was formed due to the cathode ray tube present at the back of the television. So option A is the right answer. If an electron gun has high negative potential, then it will repel the electrons, because in electron gun the particles that are moving are electron. So with the high negative potential, the negative charge will repel. So option D is the right answer. Let's see the question number 39 and 40. If one input of the AND gate is 0, then the output will be. So we know that in AND gate, if all the inputs are 1, then the output is 1. If any of the input is 0, the output is 0. This means 0, 0 becomes 0 in AND, while 0, 1 is 0, 1, 0 is 0, 0, and 1, 1 is 1. This is the truth table for the AND operation. So in this case, option B is the right answer. Which of the following is not which is not an example of the three basic operations of Boolean algebra? So the basic operations in a Boolean algebra are AND operation, NOT operation, and OR operation. So NOR is not considered as the basic operation, rather it is a combination of not operation and or operation. Then we have question number 41. A metallic bulb is attached with a simple pendulum. Suppose the amplitude of the pendulum is increased after every 10 oscillation. With the increase in amplitude, what will be the effect on the time period? So we know that time period only depends on the gravitational acceleration and length of the pendulum. This means that changing the amplitude of the vibration will not cause any change in the time period of the simple pendulum. If a wave has a velocity of 10 meters per second with a wavelength of 20, what will be the frequency of the wave? So F is equals to V over lambda, that is 10 over 2. So the answer will be 5 Hz that we have got in our option A. Let's see question 43. Path of ray passing through a glass prism is shown below. Which of the following angles in the given diagram correct represent the angle of deviation? So angle of deviation is always formed between the incident ray and the emergent ray. As we can see, incident ray is extended while emergent ray is also extended in this way. So the angle formed between them is the angle of deviation, that is represented by the letter Z. Option D is the right answer. Faiza, a student of class 10, has been given to find an image of an object that should be real. The image of an object is real, inverted and large size. And she is given with a convex lens, that is the converging lens. So to complete its task, the father should place the object at which position. So the real inverted and large size image is formed when the object is placed between F and 2F. When the object is between F and 2F, the image is always formed beyond 2F, that is greater than the object. So the correct answer will be between principal focus and center of curvature, that is 2F. So option D is the right answer. The refractive index of water is 1.3 and the speed of light in water will be. So the formula is refractive index equals to speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in medium. So n is 1.33 equals to 3 exponent 8 meters per second divided by V. So to find the value of V, it will become 3 exponent 8 divided by 1.33. So in this way we will get 2.25 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. So option B option B will be the right answer. If the number of bulbs are increased in parallel combination, then the brightness of the bulb decreases. So we know that in parallel combination, voltage remains same. Voltage is always same in the parallel combination. This means there will be no change in the brightness or in the voltage of the bulb. So brightness of the bulb also increases. This is also incorrect. So the correct answer will be option D. Voltage across each bulb will remain same. Let's see question number 47. A student of class 10 has a fixed galvanometer of resistance 6 ohms and a shunt resistance of 3 ohms in the galvanometer. The student is asked by the teacher to find the resistance of the combination. Which of the following option represents the resistance of the galvanometer? So in galvanometer, the resistance of the galvanometer itself is 6 ohms, and a shunt resistance that is always connected in parallel to the galvanometer, that is 3 ohms. So we have to find the total resistance of the combination, that can be calculated by 1 over R equals 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6, the formula for the parallel combination. So by simplifying this, we will get 2 plus 1 over 6, that is 3 over 6, and 1 over R is equals to 1 over 2. So in this way, the effective resistance or the total resistance will become 2 ohms. Option A is the right answer. When electric current is passing through a circular metallic wire, the magnetic field lines at the center of the loop due to the current will be in the form of straight line. So the option A is the right answer. Then we have 49 and 50. For an AND gate having an 4 input values, the total number of entries in a truth table, that is represented by 2 raised to the power x, or we can say 2 raised to the power number of inputs. So number of inputs here we have are 4, 2 raised to the power 4, that becomes 16. So option C is the right answer. Then we have the last question of this year 2022. Suppose an OR gate has 4 inputs. If one of the input is at high and the other 3 are at low. So we have OR gate, and one input is high and the other 3 inputs are at low. We know that in OR operation, any one of the input is 1, the output becomes 1. If all the inputs of OR operation or gate are 0, then only the output is 0. So in this case, the output will be 1 or high. So option B is the right answer.